Beam. Yeah, Beam is
The
coming out
Origin
with their
series
10
just
pin
doesn't
bourbon.
stand out at all.
It's a
What
10-year
is
bourbon. 10-year bourbon that's in a decanter shaped like a bowling pin.
oh, why is that? Just for shits and giggles?
It was like a release way back when in like the 1950s that people go
Oh.
crazy for, and they're like redoing it.
A podcast about bourbon and the ones who drink it. This is Bourbon Matters. Welcome to Bourbon Matters. I'm Jake.
I'm Dan.
And I'm Gold Eagle Jake.
And this is a news episode.
News
We
updates.
love listening to the news.
Shooting the shit.
Yeah, there's a couple
This
interesting
will be
news
fun
stories.
news you actually want to listen to, probably.
Yeah.
Not
So
now we just see on social.
let's see. Where do we want to start?
Oh, we got a bunch of things. Maybe we should start with having Gold Eagle Jake on the episode.
Oh, yeah, that's a good call. All right, you ready?
I don't know what happened.
It's all right.
Jake goes, "Where do you want to start?" And I go, "Maybe with Gold Eagle Jake on the episode."
I've had nothing but good connection here. Knock on wood.
All right, let's start from the top.
All right. Yep.
Welcome to Bourbon Matters. I'm Jake.
I'm Dan.
And I'm Gold Eagle Jake.
And today we've got some news to go over. We got
fun news.
Yeah,
some shooting the shit fun news.
Yeah. Not social media news.
No.
Or algorithm news.
You want to start with Bardstown labels? Because that's probably the most boring thing.
Well, it's because it's Bardstown.
So yeah, Bardstown is revamping their labels. I think it's across the entire product line, right?
Yeah, the whole core range, and I'm sure like the special releases will follow.
Yeah.
I don't see. Well, I mean, Founders and all that stuff's basically gone, but no, it's everything. Yeah, here's a picture of all the whole lineup.
Yeah, they're kind of going with this like minimalist kind of look, which is interesting. I mean, their existing labels aren't like gaudy, to begin with, but these are even more plain.
Well, they're more. They're definitely more like minimalist, simplistic, but also bold in telling you
simple,
what they are.
Yeah, not plain.
Yeah, which I like, and they still have the detail on the side that tells you the mash bill and where it was distilled. So they're still giving you the same information that they're giving you. I like them. They're actually, there's a lot of mixed feedback on these right now. There's a lot of people online that are hating on these new labels. But I actually think they just look cleaner and help differentiate one product between the other because the font was so small on the old labels. The only thing I don't like is the high wheat bourbon. I think is very confusing because it says in big bold letters high wheat and then in small letters bourbon whiskey. And the first thing I think when I see high wheat is it's a wheat whiskey.
Wheat.
Yeah. I would agree on the. I like the big font. It makes them easier to distinguish, but like overall, I'm pretty like neutral about it. I don't like love it or hate it. I know Dan's gonna have some interesting things to say about it just because it's Bardstown.
Well, not just because it's Bardstown. Like I understand. Like, okay, so the first thing I'll say that I don't like about this is besides the Origin series, the Origin series will still keep the background image that's etched in the back of the bottle of like a corn plant, a wheat plant, a rye plant, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Their main SKUs, their bottled and bond, their bourbon whiskey, their rye whiskey and high wheat, just pure glass, nothing on the back anymore. You lose
Are
that
you
image that was on the
sure
back.
though?
That's what
But
it's showing on here
I
with
thought
all their
that's
labels, because the
those are
Origins
the
still
Origin
show them
series.
having in the back, and the new ones don't.
Well, I thought the white, black, green, and I guess blue labels are the Origin series.
No.
No, they are. Yeah,
they are. Oh, then so they are
these-
getting rid of them.
No, on the core.
Yeah, because it's the old Origin by the new one side by side on these.
Okay,
Because,
so if,
they're taking the wheat from the off whitish to the blue, and there's no wheat on the back of the bottle anymore.
yeah, if that's true, then I do agree. I think that added a lot of character to the bottle, having those images in the background.
Yeah,
It gave it something. It gave it some depth. It gave it something besides a label that looks a little bit nicer. I honestly, like, obviously the reason they did that was to lower cost, if that's what they're doing. But on their press release, it shows the Origin series next with the white label next to the new Origin series with the white label. The one on the left doesn't have the corn imprint on the back of the box. Maybe it's just from the TTB and it doesn't matter because that's on the bottle, or part of the glass. But if they are getting rid of that and just going to these, I think it makes the whiskey look very cheap, and maybe they're just going for a cocktail in bars and restaurants with this setup. Because they with the labels, they will stand out better on a bar back, so you can see them easier.
yeah.
But to me, it looks like they've gone super cheap on it.
Well, I mean, they
and on the
added
shelf too.
Well, these to me, you have the side by side, but these labels to me look like they're thicker than the current ones, like in height. And they add the secondary label
the
above,
font.
like the primary, where they have like the Bardstown sticker that's like separate from the like primary label.
That part I like.
If you're watching on YouTube, you can see the screenshot from the press release.
Yeah, so where you've got the
And they're side by
Bardstown
side.
sticker that's new, like that would cover up your etching anyway.
Yeah. Majority of etching is covered up anyways.
I mean,
the bottom label.
I think you're right. I think this is probably a cost reduction thing on their end.
I mean, I don't know. Side by side, I don't like that they're removing the etching, but I think it's just so much more clear to the consumer, and it just simplifies things. You don't have to pick up the bottle and read it and look at it closely to determine what it is that you're buying.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's Bardstown, so you should be picking up the bottle anyways, but that's neither here nor there. I don't know. I think it makes it look a lot cheaper. But if they're going to push for more on a bar stuff, then that makes perfect sense.
And they kind of are more mainstream bourbons. They're $45 to $50 bourbons.
That's
They're
still
not
too high to be on a bar back though.
On the Origin series?
That's a good price for pours on a bar back.
I mean,
not
we
for
were
cocktailing.
having troubles.
Yeah.
We had troubles with when, and we could ask Pat about it. But like when I was trying to sell to bars and stuff for Whiskey Acres, it was, we were going. They would be going from with our their cost was $35, I think, for a bottle of whiskey, a bottle of bourbon. They were basically talking like your cocktail liquor cost is $1 compared to the 75 cents what they're used to using for like Four Roses and things, and they didn't want to. We were kept on pushing like you could probably charge an extra $1 for a local whiskey in a handcrafted cocktail.
Yeah, but are you talking out in DeKalb or
in suburbs and stuff too? So
Well, I mean, I think if you're if they are trying to sell this to bars and restaurants, this is your like premium option versus like Woodford
but then the
Reserve
bottle doesn't
or
look premium
like
though this
whatever.
way.
I don't know. I still think the bottle looks and feels premium.
I've always liked the shape of their bottle, but if they're losing the cool etching on the back, which is my favorite part about the bottle, then go fly a kite, Bardstown.
I mean, yeah, if you have a bar back that has lighting where the bottles light up, it's going to look totally different and not as premium. But I do think the weight, the corks on these bottles, they do feel premium. And I think obviously, brands want to be on a bar back because that's how you get more exposure and more people see it. But most of their volume is through stores and people bringing the bottles home. And I think Bardstown has seen a lot of more success with that than they have in the bar scene because they're priced just out of cocktail range.
Yeah.
So at that price point, you're not moving a lot of volume. Being on a bar back, you're just being there to look and stand out. And that's probably why they wanted bigger letters for their distillery name and what the whiskey is.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Give us your feedback.
And if
What
the
do you guys
etching's still
think?
there, I won't be as negative on it. But from what I'm seeing, it doesn't look like the etchings are going to be there, and that was my favorite part of the bottle.
Yeah, but it does seem most of the posts out there about this have been very polarizing. There's people that love it. There's people that absolutely hate it. So I'd be curious what our listeners think, if they like the new design or prefer the old design.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
I guess the other thing is too is like as I keep looking at this, like I don't see the Bardstown at all. Which I mean, the other one it said Bards, like your eye was drawn to
that
Bardstown.
was the highlight of the label.
Right.
Was
But you,
And now-
but
now I
you
can see bourbon
didn't
whiskey
know
in
what
it.
it was unless you looked very
No,
closely
yeah, I think
on the old
Dan,
label.
Yeah, I think Dan's making the point that like
It seems more generic when I just see bourbon whiskey and I don't see a name brand.
yeah.
They should have put the logo under
Yeah.
where it says the
Yeah.
rye whiskey, high wheat, bottled in bond. There's
Right. There's plenty of room
space
that they
there.
could have done that.
Put the
Yeah,
logo
they could have
down
done that.
there. So
I
that'll
think they're just going for minimalistic look,
Yeah.
which I get it.
Yeah,
but
I mean, it's like everything is trending towards that like minimalist kind of aesthetic, and like
but yeah,
some stuff.
give
it's
me the
okay,
logo. Give me the logo on the bottom part of the label, the bottom
Yeah.
section of the label. I don't. Give me that and keep the glass etching. I think it's perfect, but otherwise, I'm not a big fan.
It seems a little bit of a branding mess to me.
And if you're thinking I'm hoity-toity or all fancy because I'm talking about glass etching on a bottle, it makes the bottle look cool. And half of what you have to do right now is have a cool-looking bottle to get it to move off the shelf.
No, you're right. I mean, that is something that should be considered.
I
Especially
agree.
if they were moving it from.
I still like the
existing packaging.
rebrand, but I agree they would have hit a home run if they would have put the logo down there and also put the etching on the bottle.
All right, that's enough about Bardstown for like the next 3 years for us. Let's talk about something that'll never be on a bar back, which is Garrison is announcing they're coming out with their first ever bottle and bond. If you heard my review of their distillery tour, you will know that I will tell you not to go to the Garrison Brothers distillery for the tour. Go there to drink, but don't go there for the tour. They're coming out with a bib. It's going to be 6 year, so it's going to be 2 years over the minimum to be called a bib. $99 for a 6-year
much.
whiskey at a big place.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to defend them a little real quick. Like, well, for one, why are you coming out with a 6-year in Texas as a bib? Because when you hear bottled and bond, you think of 4-year automatically. Obviously, there's some bottled and bonds that are higher than 4-year, but first thing that pops into
7-year,
my
for example.
McKenna 10-year. But first thing that pops into my head when you see bottled and bond is it's a 4-year whiskey. Texas is already aging stuff super quickly. I mean, Garrison Brothers hardly lets anything get to 6-year. Why would you come out with a bottled and bond 6-year? I don't think the $100 price point is too insane for Texas 6-year whiskey, but compared to
I think
other
it is.
bottled and bond whiskeys, it is insane. So I think they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot there and running into a little problem that most consumers aren't going to understand.
Yeah, I think they should have done 4 years. They should have priced it just above the small batch and under the single barrel and called it a day. I don't know what that is. Probably like 45, 50, something like that. Or maybe 55, somewhere around there. That would have been more fair to me. Did they say this is going to be a regular SKU? Yeah, $99.
Yeah, but all their stuff.
A lot
is
of people
expensive.
don't even like Texas whiskey to begin with, so like pricing it that high is just—it's not going to sell.
All their
I
stuff's
don't think it would.
expensive. So just to put this in perspective for most people that are listening, if you don't know Garrison Brothers and Texas whiskey, we did a barrel pick of Garrison Brothers that was a 5-year, and it was a 35-gallon barrel, so it wasn't a full size barrel, but still we only got 30 bottles out of that whole barrel. There's a ton of evaporation with Texas whiskey, which is why the price is so expensive. Especially with Garrison Brothers whiskey. But yeah, so that's why I'm kind of defending the price point. But like I said, most consumers aren't going to understand the fact that why is this 6-year whiskey $100?
Yeah, but even like
Bib, not even catch strength.
They're basically 3 times as much as Heaven Hill's bib.
Yeah.
That's 7-year. That's a year older.
well, even if you factor in the evaporation and stuff, like $100 is crazy for a 6-year period. I mean, bottled
For
and
just a
bond
bib?
doesn't even
For
mean
just a bib?
anything. Even like like
I don't know. If I'm looking these days at a $100 bottle, it better have a unique twist of some sort to it or something else.
yeah, bib
Right.
doesn't cut it.
Bib doesn't cut it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I think it's outrageous for price. And if they're going to start selling bib at $100, and I get that it's 6-year. I get that it's 6-year. If they're going to start selling bib at $100, I can guarantee you that's going to raise the price of their other stuff. Because they're going to be like, well, if we can sell 6-year 100 proof for this, we should be able to sell Cowboy for $550 now.
I don't know. I
It's
think
got cowboy boots on it.
this is
if they wanted to, I don't know.
this is a
You want to
crucial
make a bib
time
whiskey
for
like,
pricing.
Yeah, this is like, I think this is a big mess on the price.
Yeah,
So-
I don't see people paying $100 for a bib.
No.
We're gonna start to see a lot of prices coming down, especially on the bigger brands that can afford to do so. Penelope and Remus, which we know are both brands owned by MGP, announced big price decreases this year. The Remus 9 and 11-year barrel picks are going to retail around $80-$90. So we're getting back under that $10 per year benchmark price that was in place for so long. So I think
Yeah, but big distilleries can do that. I mean,
right,
that's
but
not a
I'm just
problem.
saying I think we're going to start to see a correction, and small brands that don't try to get under that curve like this are really going to miss, and then that's going to lead to their downfall or struggle.
Yeah,
And you can't really say that Garrison is small anymore. I mean, they have basically nationwide distribution.
Yeah, but compared to, I mean, I'm comparing them right there to
Compared to the
MGP
big Kentucky
or
ones,
the
but-
big Kentucky distilleries. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
they're not a small mom and pop winky dink distillery that just popped up, but they're nowhere near the production size of most of the Kentucky distilleries
no.
that we all think of.
So if this was like the inaugural limited edition bib release and they made it 6-year at $100, they'd be like, okay. But like pricing it at $100 because it's 6-year, because you have all this additional evaporation, it's like boo-hoo for you. put it at 4 years and have more whiskey to sell. Like, I don't know, like I don't know. It's a dumb limitation that they're putting on themselves for no reason to jack the price up.
Yeah,
it seems
2020.
like,
This probably would have worked, but
yeah, yeah.
But
I
what,
would
Jake? Are you saying we're past the peak?
for pricing, yes. For
Oh,
whiskey, no.
Okay. Even though the numbers are going down and it's not as high as they used to be, which when it goes up and then goes down, it creates a little peak.
I mean, it goes up and goes down and goes up and goes down. It's it's not just a straight up
demand
and down.
can stay flat and supply can increase.
I mean, if you follow the stock market, you know
possible.
it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. It's not just
The what?
the stock market.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, figures.
What else do we got? A small distillery. We had a distillery sale. We haven't had like a distillery sale in a long time. It wasn't too long ago where small labels and distilleries were being sold for hundreds of millions of dollars.
Penelope.
There's been another distillery, a small distillery went for sale, a smaller craft distillery. I've actually talked to one of the owners from them before. Casey Jones has sold out, which is a small, unique distillery down in Kentucky that's been around for a while. Jake, what was the price on the sale?
5.37 million.
Which seems
So not
very,
hundreds of
very
millions.
low.
Seems very low.
But
Seems
I
very
have no idea
reasonable.
what their output.
I don't even know if that's reasonable. Yeah, I mean, it comes with the distillery, the equipment,
The
and
grounds.
the grounds, and the labels. I'm assuming it comes with the barrels, although they're not too clear on. Obviously, I mean, it does. If you're buying the distillery, you get the whiskey that's aging, but I wasn't able to find how much they had that was aging. And to me, 5.37 million for all this equipment and distillery. And by the way, Casey Jones just did a $2 million expansion 3 years ago. This seems like they're losing money on this sale, or they're just recouping some losses.
So like after reading the $2 million expansion that like just completed, it seems like this was like, we got to get out of here fast or something, like, because that's by itself is probably worth like $5 million on the market.
I know there
like,
still isn't massive.
They're not a big distillery. They're
No, but I was trying to. Yeah, they're smaller than Whiskey Acres, and their claim to fame is they have a handmade still that is. They call it square. It's not a true square, but it's rectangular and has square edges on it, which is normally something you don't associate with a still. But they've been a brand that's been around for a while, have a pretty big name, and the name's going to stay and everything. The people are going to stay. The Casey Jones way is going to stay. So I'm guessing that, especially in today's climate, I'm guessing they're not going to spend the $5 million, come in and put a brand new still system in. I think they're probably going to still use all the same stuff.
We were talking about this before we started recording a little bit, but like they were sold to a like primarily beer company that owns like several different breweries out on the East Coast. I think most of them are in Pennsylvania and like one or two in Maryland or something like that. Like that seems like an interesting buyer for this too, but would make sense why they would keep everything in place, because this is a new type of venture for them.
and also kind of explains, I think, the lower price too. I mean, they're probably going to keep everyone's salaries and keep the distillery running. They're not, just kicking everyone out and taking over. And it probably made sense for the Casey Jones people, because they're like, all right, well, now we don't have to worry about making a profit. Like we're covered. We recouped.
And I think I think some of the older owners are pretty up there in age. And if they didn't have family that wanted to take it over, it probably made sense for them.
Yeah,
because
so
I know
probably
Peg's up there.
makes a bit more sense. But still, I think on the grand scheme of things, it seems like a lower amount than what you would expect and what they probably would have gotten for this distillery, right after that $2 million expansion when bourbon was a lot hotter than it is now.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder what their annual sales are, because even if their annual sales are like $1 to $2 million, I feel like they should have been able to sell for like 10.
There's so much overhead in the liquor
10
industry.
times sales is pretty rough on a downturned industry.
Yeah, there's so much overhead and there's such a small profit margin in this industry. Like if you're breaking even, then you're doing pretty good.
Yeah. For a small distillery. If you're a big distillery and not breaking even, or breaking even, you're in pretty bad shape.
But
I'm betting it's probably that Peg and I forget the other guy's name. They were getting up there.
Maybe they just wanted out.
Yeah. So, no, I talked to them a little bit when I started doing the research for the Fill Your Own Bottle project at Whiskey Acres, and they got a pretty cool setup. So I had some phone conversations with them. So, never had their product, I can say that. But they were really nice guys to talk to. Like
a few of their products, and great product for the price. They
do like moonshine and stuff too, right? They don't do straight bourbon.
I actually have never had their moonshine. I know they do moonshine. I've never had it. I've had their straight bourbon. They do some wheated bourbon. They do some straight bourbon, and the bourbon that I've had from them, I thought were all fine, like nothing wrong with them. But good bourbons for their $40, $45 price point. I think we might have a few on the shelf right now.
Yeah,
might be a good coupon code opportunity.
The beer thing is interesting to me.
Yeah, it happened. I mean, Coors owns
I know, but it's Coors.
Coors owns
like
a lot of
small, East Coast, brewer.
We've got some Casey Jones. We've got their small batch straight bourbon. And we've got their small batch wheated straight bourbon. So how about BM Casey for 10% off?
CASEY, like the gas station, not like
BM Casey,
not like
for
Casey
10% off. Casey Jones.
Yeah, not Casey.
And like I said, these aren't going to blow you away, but I think for the price points, they're good. There's nothing wrong with them. They're at that nice, I believe, like 108-ish proof point. So if you want something with a little punch, but not gonna tear you back, these are some good options.
The name doesn't have anything to do with the Grateful Dead song, right?
No. Casey Jones has been around since before Grateful Dead, I believe. Yeah,
it's named after some moonshiner, I believe.
Okay. I mean, I don't know who the
I mean, obviously as a Grateful Dead fan,
yeah,
I like this distillery just because of the name, but I think it's more there's some history in Kentucky moonshining and distilling that where the Casey Jones name came from.
All right.
Barrell Craft.
Yeah, so Barrell Craft sold one of their two blending facilities.
Blending and bottling, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think you're right. The one that was sold was in Jeffersontown.
Wait,
Kentucky.
hold up. Just pause really quick, just so we can clear it up because it's in the article. Casey Jones' name honors. So A.J. Jones was one of the founders with his wife Peg, and Casey was his grandfather, who was a still builder. So there is just clear it up. He developed the signature square pot still. But yeah, we can move on to Barrell Craft.
Didn't really
now.
catch on. The square still didn't really catch on.
No, not really. But it is a cool story. It makes it a little different.
It is cool. I would. That's one of the ones I would love to go see. Is that distillery? So
Yeah, so Barrell sold one of their facilities to a independent bottler, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. So yeah, interesting because I think in the past few episodes talking about NDPs, we talked a lot about Barrell and some of the things that we thought Barrell should or were in the process of doing to kind of stay competitive. This kind of makes sense to me. I don't know about you guys, but I think one of the things we talked about was that they should kind of focus on their core product line a bit more. On the actual batch releases. The founders, and then the like Seagrass and Dovetail. So this seems in line with that type of strategy, I think.
yeah, I agree. No, I mean,
Good, so I know I'm right.
yeah, no. The article said that first time. The article said that they're still going to be able to produce enough to meet the demand that's out there. My first thought is obviously they see their demand probably shrinking a little bit, which is why they can cut back to one. I don't think it means that like their batches will be difficult to find. Still, I think they'll still be able to have. Well, you'll be able to find everything. They'll probably just have some smaller batches and stuff moving forward. But I don't think it's going to make. I mean, they didn't have that one for more than 5 years, did they?
Yeah, I think you're
Was
right.
this
I
their
think they
newest
opened it in
one?
like 2020.
Yeah, it was their newest one because their original one that opened in 2012 is still
That's
is
yeah.
the
I
one
mean,
they're
that's
going back to.
that is kind of crazy because I went to the grand opening of this one, and I mean, this is like new, shiny. All their office spaces are there. Huge, massive blending tanks. All their laboratories are there. This one's a little shocking.
Well, I
Do
mean,
you
we
think
know
that
that
they? I mean, it wasn't that long ago that they were really trying to push Stellum though too, and that didn't really.
yeah, I
turn
feel
out
like
to
they had a
anything.
few different like blenders over the past like 5 years or
No,
so.
it's pretty much. I mean, they've had like people helping out, but it's pretty much the founders like Trip, and a lot of the founders are doing most of the blending still.
Yeah, I mean, like they had the Stellum, was kind of botched. The gold and the gold and
Bosch
gray
is probably a
label
little.
like things, I think, did not move the way they thought they would.
I also think Bosch is not the best term.
No, I kind of do.
Um,
I mean,
Well,
there's nothing wrong with
Dick.
Stellum, but like,
Dick.
there's nothing wrong with Stellum. I think they just
I mean,
thought
it's
they were going
pretty
to be able to like cash in on that brand by like spinning it off or selling it, and like that just didn't
Yeah,
materialize.
I agree, but yeah, and I do think they probably thought that, but I think the brand did very well, especially in the beginning, and I think it tapered off because it was supposed to be their intro brand, and then they started doing these high end releases, and people are like, "Well, why am I going to pay $100 for a Stellum when I can get Barrel Craft for 80?"
Yeah,
So I do think they, at one point decided, let's sell this brand. Let's start doing some higher end releases so we can sell it, get some more buzz behind it. And yeah, that brand definitely took a dive. But I think these guys are smart. I mean, they haven't sold out yet. They're still doing their own thing. They're keeping their costs very low. They're kind of staying ahead of the trends and the curve in that sense. So I think these guys are just thinking more long term and how to build this brand without taking on debt.
I have
Yeah.
2 points. So first of all, I don't hate Stellum that much because I have this beautiful blue pen that I use all the time from Stellum. And so I will always have a special place in my heart from Stellum, for my beautiful blue pen that's always on my desk.
I think I've used all of mine, sadly. Those are like my favorite pens. The Barrell and
they're my
Stellum
second favorite
pens
pen,
are
yeah.
the best.
Second of all, Jake, you make all these interesting points about the founders of Barrell. Maybe we should get the founders of Barrell on here sometime to explain themselves.
Maybe that is already in the works. I've been talking to a few people at Barrell. They want to come on the podcast. It's probably not going to happen next week, but I think within the next 2-3 weeks, it should definitely happen. We're going to have 2 of their founders on and their national sales ambassador. It'll be a big party episode.
All right,
that's
so
the
that
case,
definitely
then,
won't happen in 2 to 3 weeks. So that's awesome.
No, it will
I'd
happen
like
in
to
2 to 3
retract
weeks.
all of my statements about Stellum.
No,
Yeah, we're gonna record. We're gonna replay this recording right when they hop on and just see what they say. But we will ask them. We will ask them about Stellum. We'll put them on the spot and ask them. Maybe the sales guy. We'll ask him about Stellum.
well, let's ask them about that. Let's ask them why Barrell stopped sending us stuff to test out, because they used to do that to us.
We did. They sent us a lot of free
Let's
samples.
put them on the spot. Let's ask them that too. And if you're a
I will-
listener and you have
don't worry, I'll bring that
questions directly for Barrel Crafts founders and national sales guy, drop us some comments and let us know what we should ask them, because it's looking like they are going to be coming on the podcast.
So another thing to bring up to them, Jake. So I know they can't ship me whiskey here in Utah, and I don't have any Barrel Craft on. I'll go get a bottle. But can you have them ship me some of these beautiful black
I can ship you
pens
some.
that say-
I have some at Gold Eagle.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll send
I
you a
can
little
use some
barrel
more.
swag pack.
Sweet, because they stopped doing that when they stopped sending us spirits to review. To be fair, we didn't review one of them very well.
Well, that might be why.
That was the one. That was the one when we were drunk at Jake's recording a long time ago before you were on, and we tried those, and you were like, "Oh, the Whiskey Acres is better than the Barrel."
Which
So,
one? Which one?
if they're not on the podcast, then they looked up the podcast and like, oh, these fuckers hated on our bourbon after we sent them free samples.
No,
They wanted reviews. First of all, they wanted reviews. Second of all, I'm a dick. What can I say?
I don't remember disliking any of them.
I didn't like the one. It was finished. It was a finish. It wasn't Amberana, but they gave us a finished one. They gave us Tale of Two Isles and something else.
Tale of Two Islands was good. I think me and Jake both wanted it to be more smoky and peaty, but that was
And the
I
other
think,
one
the
I
only
didn't
criticism.
like either.
Yeah, I can't remember what the other one was that came out right around the same time as that.
I don't know. For some reason, I'm thinking of the moon. I think it had something
There's
moon or owl.
There's
Or
a
something.
Stellum Hunter's Moon.
That's what it was.
Oh, yeah. That one, I've liked all the Stellums I've tried that I can remember off the top of my head.
There's
Didn't
probably
you just
Instagram
say they
post when we
botched
did
it?
that.
Well, no, I think it, like
No, they're good. He likes them. They're really good. It's his
No,
favorite rye. It's the best rye of all time. Top 10
personally,
rye.
I like them, but I mean, no one talks about Stellum anymore. So,
Top 10. Definitely.
but I to be honest, I haven't had Stellum in probably 4 years. So,
Thanks for being honest, Jake. That was nice of you.
yeah.
All right. That's kind of the big news that's come out. We talked about, I'll mention it. So I cracked a new bottle tonight.
Well, it's
No.
for sure that Uncle Nearest is insolvent now too.
Yeah, Uncle Nearest is insolvent.
Well, there's a big
My prediction.
there's something big happening next week with Uncle Nearest.
I'm
they're
standing
going-
behind my prediction early in the year.
Yeah, that's fine. But I think they're like there's a big decision. They're going in front of the with everybody behind the brand and all the judges next week, to maybe shut the doors or be forced to sell. So I think hopefully next week or two we'll have a big announcement on them.
Yeah.
The big announcement is going to be Dan's a visionary. He's Notre Dame is basically what it comes to.
But if Jack Daniels doesn't buy them, that's like probably the biggest missed opportunity like in the history of whiskey.
Yeah, but if they don't, they're
just
probably
gonna-
like, why do we need to? Like,
Yeah,
all these
they don't-
brands
For
are
the label
folding.
alone. Like,
Yeah, but if they're gonna fold and
let the label go away. No one's going
Go
to buy
away.
Yeah.
like they got a good thing going with Jack Daniels,
They can just call
keep
it.
going.
They can make a label called Nearest Green. It doesn't need to be Uncle Nearest.
for the
Well, no, they already
probably
came
for
out.
what
Uncle
they're
Nearest
gonna-
came out with a label called Nearest Green.
Or did they?
Yeah, it was a new release.
Oh, they're going to go away
a couple
anyways.
months
I mean,
ago.
they're stick a fork in Uncle Nearest. The way they're set up right now will never be in a few weeks again. They're
Well, yeah, no shit, they're insolvent.
Goose is cooked.
That's what
so,
that means.
Yeah.
No,
also
I
means-
think Jack will be able to buy them for like probably like $5 to $10 million.
No, they got way more whiskey. If Casey Jones just went for $5 million,
If they're
they got
going
way more.
Yeah,
whiskey.
they'll
bankrupt,
be-
they'll be
they'll
able
be-
to
no,
buy
they've-
it for dirt cheap.
No. Uncle Nearest has a lot of whiskey, and they also have some really nice facilities. They have I think the longest bar in the world. Like they set a Guinness World Record for the longest bar. So they've got some facilities that are worth some money. If Jack can buy and turn them into a Jack Daniels facility, I think they would excel. But it's still nowhere near going to cover the amount of debt that Uncle Nearest is going to be left with.
Oh yeah.
Nope. And Dan's gonna be right, which means more than anything else. So,
Okay. What were you gonna say
I was
about
gonna
what you're
say,
drinking?
I'm drinking. We talked about MGP earlier and Remus and stuff. I'm drinking Remus tonight. I opened my Remus 9, or for those of you who don't know the Romans, Remus IX.
Nice.
So
Still
what are
available
your thoughts
at
on
Gold
it?
Eagle.
I bought this from Gold Eagle.
There's
Picked it up when I came home from Christmas, because you don't ship to my state.
no can't.
So, are you just telling everyone you're drinking it, or what are you gonna
Yeah, no, I'm
talk
just
about
drinking
it?
it. It's fine.
Okay.
No, it's Remus 5. Is still close to my top 5 of all time. Probably not top 5 anymore. Probably in top 10. Remus 4 I thought was really good, but I didn't have a bottle. I tried it once or twice and remembered it was good, which is why I bought Remus 5. I bought Remus 6 and was not a fan.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
Remus X, or IX, or 9, whatever you want to call it. 104 proof. Its youngest bourbon is 2015. It's got 2 different blends of 2015, a little bit of 26% 2014, and 7% 2006. So it would have been just under 20 years when they bottled it. High rye blend, which is more at my style. Super aged, because youngest stuff is at least 10. My first sip was very underwhelming. And you never judge something by its first sip. You got to have about 7 or 8 ounces before you can start judging. It's kind of my rule.
But you're gonna judge anyway, so let's hear it.
I always judge. As I've drank it, it's become a little bit better. I will say this is better than 6. I will not say it's anywhere close to 5. It's very tannic. It's very oaky and very tannic. Almost like a dry red wine.
Surprising for 104 proof.
I mean, it's got a lot of barrel notes in there. It's more of, like, you're not going to get, like, if you're looking for, like, a big oak bomb with vanilla and caramel and stuff, this isn't it. This is going to be a lot more on that leather side.
No, sounds like I might like it then.
You might. You like weird stuff. You like stuff that doesn't taste that great, so I would say no. I would say it's a meh bourbon for me. I'd give it a 6 out of 10.
So funny you should bring up like Remus 5 and Remus, because I had somebody ask me today for Remus 5, and I kind of chuckled like, huh, that was released 5 years ago.
That was released in 2020.
4 or 5 years ago, yeah. So no, definitely.
You got to go find an old liquor store that gets a couple and doesn't
definitely
move stuff,
cannot get that anymore. But I do agree with you. I think that this batch of Remus is better than anything they put out since 5. And they've also been creeping the price up until this batch. It dropped from like 120 down to 80. So give them some credit there. The price decreased on
the
this
value's
batch.
definitely better than what it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's. I'm not a big leathery. I don't really get tobacco, but the leathery tobacco style, that's not normally my flavor style. I like what the taters taste like. That's my go-to is tater. The Corolla ware. Yeah, I don't know. It's by no means the worst, and I've had way worse $80 whiskeys. I don't think it's bad. That sounds bad. Me saying it's way worse. It's average 6.5 out of 10. But I mean, to be fair, that's where about 85% of the whiskeys I drink fall.
Yeah.
Like it takes a lot for me to be super excited about something and give it up in the 8s, the 9s, the 10s.
Quite a steep bell curve for you, but
that's pretty normal.
80% of your whiskeys fall around
is
6
in the middle range. Yeah, that's kind of how a bell curve works. Most falls in a small.
He's pretty strict with what he likes.
80% is harsh for a bell curve for a normal distribution.
Yeah, I guess if you're going if you go 40 to 60%, that's where the majority of it should be. But yeah, it's still probably a little high. It should be
60 is
about
the
65. Yeah,
first 65 standard deviation.
Yeah,
something like that.
I don't know if you first of all, if you don't like Remus just because it's MGP, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that's a dumb reason. If you don't like it, then because you don't like it, that's okay.
Yeah. And I mean, hell, one of my favorite bottles was when James Pepper was still getting stuff from MGP, and it was, that was my one favorite one to take to blind tastings was the old Pepper Barrel Proof, the 1776 Barrel Proof. Because you could take that to a tasting, people are like, oh, everyone that's tried it would be like, oh, it's really good. I'm like, it's 3-year MGP.
Yeah.
Sucker. MGP is really good. If you're a Kentucky snob, whatever. Dumb. This Remus is still good. I don't want to say anything really negative about it. It's just meh for me. But I was hoping. I heard good things about it. I'm sure if you're on like Jake, I bet if you tried a sip of this, you would probably really love it, Jake R. Just because it is that more leather tobacco.
Yeah. Sounds like it'd be up my alley.
Yeah.
All right,
it's not my cup of tea, but I've had some. One of my favorites of all time is a Remus.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I remember we had 5 together, and we tried 6 together, and yeah, both of us were like, 5 was significantly better.
Yeah, 5 is a good one. If you ever see a 5, let me know. Buy it and let me know. We'll talk.
Yeah. So Jake, you're on a Scotch kick, right?
I'm on a big Scotch kick. I've been drinking, honestly, at home for the past 3 months, 4 months, pretty much only Scotch, occasional bourbon here and there. But I did try a bourbon recently that wowed me, and this might throw you guys off guard. Obviously, because of my job, I am still tasting bourbon and expanding my palate with just about everything. But I tried a Detling single barrel out of Alabama, and I think somebody may have mentioned them before on here. But it's kind of one of those that I've heard a few people talk about here and there and never seen it in the market. It comes to Illinois very rarely. The distributor got like one single barrel, and we were able to get 2 bottles of it, thanks to a customer who recommended our store. So I sold one of the bottles to that customer, and then I opened the other one for the bar today. Tasted it and was actually very impressed. It's a 60-month-old single barrel bourbon, very, very oaky and like brown sugar, dates, and figs. So if you like that kind of style of like bold, oaky, sweeter, sugary, burnt sugar bourbon, you're gonna love this one. It's 110 proof, not gonna blow your palate away, just right in that good sweet spot. But I would highly recommend coming and tasting it at the bar because it's the only bottle that we have right now, and we won't be able to get much of it. But there is a possibility for a barrel pick for us later this year. So I would love to hear people's feedbacks on what they think of this. I think for a smaller distillery in Alabama, it's very, very good and just something a little unique and different. I don't know. Have you guys heard of Detling? Have you tasted any Detling?
I've watched him a lot before. He was a really good 3-point shooter. Jake R is going to have no idea. He doesn't get the joke. Thank you, Goldie. Cool, Jake.
Are you talking about Detlef?
Detlef Shrimp.
Yeah.
Baby.
I've watched Parks and Rec.
Oh, God. That's how you know him. You're so young. Jeez. At least Gold Eagle Jake's young, but he knows basketball. You're just an idiot.
No, I just don't like basketball.
I know hoops, but this is totally different. This is a one-off little operation, and they're very, from what I hear, very, very meticulous and into the science of distilling and aging. And it doesn't, all I could think about was, Alabama whiskey. It's probably going to be like Texas whiskey and just unbalanced and, over oaked and aged too quickly. But this one was super nice. It reminded me of like a very mellow 13, 14-year Kentucky bourbon.
Nice.
It'd be better if they got Detlef Shrimp as a spokesperson.
For sure.
Not the same name.
Where else do we take this?
720 worldwide. Wasn't that what it was called? 720. Is that the Parks and Rec?
Shit. What was? Yeah. Entertainment 720.
Entertainment 720.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. I've been on a Buffalo Trace kick this week.
Tater.
I have been a tater this week. Yeah, Sunday I went down to the basement just on a whim, was I'm gonna have a pour or something. I had maybe a quarter or a third of a bottle of Eagle Rare. So I had half of that and then had the second half on Monday night. And last night polished off a bottle of Taylor. And then tonight I'm having a Gold Eagle single barrel Eagle Rare. I think this is the 2024. This is barrel 29.
Number 2?
Third
Gold Eagle
selection.
pick. Oh, third selection.
So maybe this is the 2025. Or no. This is the
that was
2024.
like
Wait,
375,
is it
wasn't
a
it?
375 milliliter?
No, this is a full.
Then it must be number 2. Does it say Gold Eagle pick 2 on it?
It says single barrel third selection. Barrel number 29.
It's actually a Benny's logo.
It is not.
No,
Can't
okay,
really
yeah,
read
okay.
it because it's silver. As I have the 375 of.
No, yeah, the fourth one is the 375.
Yeah, this is. This is the one from this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Look
good.
at you.
I like this one a lot.
Back to Buffalo Trace.
And if you're watching on YouTube, which we're getting more people to watch on YouTube, which is crazy that you want to see our faces. I get Gold Eagle Jake's face, but me and Jake are. Oh, man. I would. Okay, just me. If you're watching on YouTube and you're like, wait a minute, Jake isn't broadcasting from his bar. No, that's his office. His bar has whiskey downstairs, not as much as his office.
Me? Oh,
Or,
yeah.
or the bar downstairs doesn't have as much as the office or the closet in the office.
Yeah, the closet's full.
God, your house, if your house ever catches on fire, it's going up quick, my friend.
Depends on how quick I can stop the fire before it gets to my office. But yeah,
Once it hits that second floor, she's a fireball, boy. She's gone.
Boom! Explosion.
You thought a Rickhouse fire was bad. Wait till Jake's office goes up in flames. Yeah. Other than that, like, I finished my Shanks, and I think I tried that for the first time on the podcast. I think we were doing like a fresh crack.
was
or
that
something.
the one you picked up in Utah?
Yeah, I picked it up in Utah, and I wasn't a big fan of it at first, but the more I drank it, the more I enjoyed. But I'm also one that when I start going through a bottle, I just want to get through it.
Somebody told me that this year's Shanks and Bombergers were pretty good. I can't remember who it was.
My first reaction to it wasn't the greatest, but the more I tried it, the more I enjoyed it. But I just finished that. Kind of sad to see it go, but I like to just barrel through a bottle once I get started. So, especially once it gets halfway gone, we're like, all right, let's get this out of here, clear up some space on the shelf for a new one.
Yep.
So, I forgot to tell you about this a couple weeks ago. I haven't been into the distillery. We had Connor from Outlaw Distilling on here, which they got a location just up the road from me. They got broken into twice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That sucks.
So, yeah, someone stole a lot of alcohol off the shelf.
Damn.
So, I haven't been up to talk to them. I got a gift card I got to go up there and use sometime. So, but hopefully they got something unique for me to buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also I picked up. I gotta try a Scotch. Maybe I'll try my Scotch after this that I got from you when I was back at home, Jake.
Which one?
Which one was that?
The Glen Farkless, was it 18? I think.
Oh, 17.
Mm-hmm. Did you have? Is Glen Ross been there yet or no? Is that next week? Or?
This week, Tuesday. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh,
Nice.
Yeah. By the time this comes out, yeah.
It'll be 2 days from now.
Tell them a guy that they're never going to talk to in their lives really likes their 18 year, and they should send them a free sample.
Mm-hmm. I've never had their 18. I'm going to try it on Tuesday.
It is very good.
I'm pretty excited for this master class because everyone who works in the industry in the Scotch world loves Glen Ross.
Yeah, that was the first Scotch where I'm like, oh, this is actually really good.
Same. Yeah.
And from there, I've learned that if I drink Scotch, if I have a really good Speyside sherry, give me that. Give me that.
Yeah. But Dan only likes the bottles that are like over $200 when it comes to Scotch.
No, he likes the 150 to 200 range.
Glen Farkless
That's
isn't
his
that
sweet
much,
spot.
The 17 year was a little expensive, but not, I mean,
For a 17 year
pricey.
though, yeah, no.
Yeah, it's half. I mean, it's well. So what? Glen Ross 18 is half the price as McKellen 18, and it's better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Basically the same stuff. And Glen Farkless 17 was just a little bit cheaper than the Glen Ross 18. So
You would like that Glenfiddich I have.
Or Glendronach.
Nice. You have it, I
Nice
would not
orange
like it.
box. I don't remember
pretty-
how old it is. It's over there. I won't go get it.
Pretty much, if you like it, I'm not going to. So it's
That
usually a
was
pretty
the
safe
favorite
bet.
thing that I had at the Glenfiddich tasting. It was amazing.
All right. Well, you got your daily dose of news. You heard about a couple whiskeys that we're currently drinking. Jake dropped a coupon code BMCasey, CASEY, for some discounts off Casey Jones. Jake, where can they use that discount at?
Use it at goldeaglewine.com or download our app on the Apple App Store, Google Play Store. Use it there. Doesn't apply in store. Got to use that coupon code online, but come check us out in Libertyville, 255 Peterson Road. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Gold Eagle Wine. Follow us on Facebook at Gold Eagle Spirits to see our daily deliveries and updates.
And Jake, if people want to listen to us or subscribe to us on YouTube, which over 100 people have done now, look at us.
Yeah.
We're only, what, 99,900 away from a black. So that'd be cool.
Yeah.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
900 away? We have to get to 1,000?
No, you gotta get to 100,000 to get a plaque.
Oh,
don't
geez,
you?
all
Yeah,
right.
I think it's something like that.
990,000.
So if you want to listen to us, you can listen on Apple, Google, or Spotify. Watch us on Spotify or YouTube. We've been getting a lot of comments and stuff recently on all platforms, so appreciate that. I do my best to respond in a meaningful way when I can.
I'm not allowed to respond because I always type my responses and they get vetoed very quickly.
Yeah, definitely not. You can go on your own YouTube profile and then comment on the...
Make a burner YouTube.
I'm surprised you don't already.
Get one of our buddy Adam's banned Reddit accounts.
Yeah. Bourbon Doesn't Matter by Dan.
Yeah, Bourbon Doesn't Matter. Dan Bourbon Doesn't Matter.
Make sure you like, subscribe, share with your friends. We appreciate it.
And remember, if we get to like 500 average listeners, Manscaped might give me a chance to talk about my shaved balls and a free ball shaver.
Yeah. So get those listens up.
I will give you guys the best ever critique of it. Just hands down. It'll be the best ever critique on the internet.
Don't you want to hear Dan do Manscaped ad reads?
I'll do it on air, like not
as long as there's no live demonstration.
No, I'll do it below the table here, but like you'll be able to hear the zzz. Hopefully don't But we've all been there, right, guys?
Okay.
All right. Thanks for listening.
All right, boys. Thanks for listening. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.